All right, next up we got Constructed Pylon, an epic field. Play this card to your side of the field. This card fills 3 infinite equipped magic slots on your opponent's side of the field. Each turn, your opponent may roll a die. If 4 to 6, destroy this card. So each player gets 5 total equipped slots. So this takes up over half of those in an instant. Of course, taking one of yours as well. What do you think, Bill? You think this is going to have a big impact on the game?
Maybe. Um, I think a lot of people are going to try to make it work. I haven't figured it out yet.
Right.
I'm not sure if I'm going to play with it or not. It's cool and it's definitely annoying if you're playing with a lot of equipped cards.
I will say, like, a couple of the recent tournament matches that I've lost have been because my opponent basically played Silence from the Grave and then just like hit me with Backstab and like 2 other equips and just absolutely buffed the heck out of something like an Assassin and just kind of steamrolled me
Hmm.
for those turn cycles that Silence from the Grave was keeping me from using magic. So this is kind of a nice counter to that kind of play style. Moving
Sure.
on to Contaminate. I pitched a card very similar to this roughly a year ago. This one works a little differently. Equip this card to your primary creature. Once per turn cycle, the equipped creature takes 5 HP. When the equipped creature dies by attack damage, equip this card to the creature that killed it. We're assuming. It looks like a little bit of
Yeah.
text work needs to be done there. Um, yeah, pretty interesting, right? You could. I immediately thought of Swamp Dragon on this one, who can only take damage from battle. He's probably not the best user of it, but there are multiple cards that are immune to just generic damage. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I think I kind of think of it's like a nice little assassin counter because it's like, oh crap, if you know your creature's gonna die from the assassin hit, just throw one of these, maybe two of them on a creature. Like, okay, you're gonna hit me and kill me, then you're gonna die.
Yeah, it kind of
So,
keeps her from steamrolling you.
and it's also nice, like if they have a big, if they're kind of pummeling you with a big creature, um, you start stacking these, and it adds up over time. I mean, Absolute Terror does 10 damage a turn, and that's a legendary.
Yeah, yep, yep, for sure. Also, this pairs nicely with something like Ashen Knight, right? Like you're starting to chip
Oh, for
away at
sure.
yourself slowly, and then you have the benefit of when she goes down, having more damage coming at your opponent.
Yep.
All right, so we got Crow next, which is the common AL1, high speed at 11, 10 HP. 1/1. He has a summoning requirement. You may summon this card to the field as normal or as a limited summon if your primary creature has Crow in its name. This card is sent to your cemetery if the primary creature leaves the field. So you can still play this to the field as normal or just as a limited summon. Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah, either one.
Either
Yeah.
one. Okay, and so the only other card I know of with Crow in its name is one that's coming up here in the set in a little bit, right? So,
Yeah, this is like Black Jacket. You can play Black Jacket as a main creature, or you can limit summon him if you have Hive Lord. Same thing. I think it's cool we got common limited summons now.
mhm, yeah. And moving on to Cybernetic Upgrade. Kind of reminds me of Cabal from Mortal Kombat. This one, maybe Silex or whatever his name was. This is a legendary. During your opponent's turn, play this card. Send this card to the cemetery after battle. So it's a just one battle instant. Interesting.
Hmm.
Your AL goes to 12 or to 12. Your hit goes plus 10 and your attack goes plus 30, right? So this makes me think of other cards like that you could play in an instant. I don't know. You've got Children of the Forest isn't an instant. Backstep's not an instant. This one does kind of fill a niche, right? Like fills a place that's maybe a little lacking in the
Yeah,
current
for
game.
sure. I really like that it's during your opponent's turn. So this sounds like is if they think they load up their creature and they're about to take you out after they declare battle and they roll for hit, bam, hit yourself with the upgrade. And if they didn't roll an AL 12, bam, they can't hit you. And now you're hitting back with a
Really
plus
hard.
10, so you're probably going to hit, and then plus 30. So, if you're doing at least 30 damage, probably closer to 40 because, average attack is like 2 plus 3. So that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to Dark Angel, an AL7, speed 7, HP 70. He's a 3+4. While this card is on the field, your opponent's creature's AL and speed are reduced to 1 and cannot be increased. AL and speed. Yeah, pretty decent. I mean, 3+4 is somewhat respectable. Can definitely go up against creatures much larger than it. It's kind of an AL counter. You think this one will see a lot of play?
I think so. The AL and speed is basically saying I will always hit you because I have plus 4, and I will always go first because I'm speed 7. So, and that's got a lot of power to it. So, and it's 70, so HP, so it's gonna be there for a little bit. Um, Definitely think Cosmic got a nice buff in this set.
Yeah. Yep. All right, next up, Dark Moon. Definitely not a reference to Zelda Majora's Mask at all.
Not at all.
We have a common field card. For one turn cycle, your opponent can only roll one hit die. I feel like this exact card already exists. Am I wrong? We're very close to it.
What's Smokescreen?
Yeah, maybe Smokescreen. It's about the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, nothing too special
Yeah, I
there.
don't know.
Moving on to Dart Frog. The expression on this one, I don't. he he
I
looks
like
like
it.
a 60-year-old cubicle worker, you know. Uh,
LOL.
we got AL1, speed 11, HP 30. He is a one dice roll, no modifier. If this card is killed by a creature that is not holding a weapon, equip this card as an infinite equip magic card to that creature. The equipped creature takes 5 damage at the end of its turn. So it's an equip burn. You want him to die. He really can't do much on the attack front. But interestingly, he has very high speed. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like some of the unique to Ward is, having effects that are dependent on the artwork. And this is another one, not holding a weapon.
Yeah.
And then also, being able to like equip it and start doing poison damage. Like that's pretty cool. Very unique card. The frog lovers will rejoice.
Yeah. I've noticed this set has a lot more like artwork dependent effects and typing dependent effects, which I'm glad to see that they're utilizing that now a little bit more. Because Gen 1 had
For
almost
sure.
like none of it. Gen 2, not a whole lot. So, all right. Moving on to Death Omen. It's Skeletor, an
Skeletor
epic.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An epic field card. The creature on the field with the lowest HP takes 5 damage at the beginning of each player's turn. I actually love this card. I think it's really cool. Um, Obviously, you could play it in Steam, or you could just play it in, AL6 or less HP 100 kind of theme deck. So,
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. This is a fun card. I actually in the playtest I did a 2v2 match and I had some of these in my deck, and it really made the choice of who do we attack and who do we target like a little bit more complex than normal. Because normally you're like, we gotta take out the strong guy, but this one it's like, well, I can probably do enough damage to make sure that creature now has the lowest, which means then he'll take 5 HP each turn. Because it's, with doubles, it was like each player's turn. So that's kind of a lot of damage
Mm,
for one turn cycle. And then also, of course, just I think it's a unique card, like mechanically, and I think there's going to be some really cool plays with it. Also, the art is sick.
yeah. Yeah, it's very similar to like Absolute Terror, but it's a field card, which is kind of, I don't know, maybe a little more advantageous, right?
Hmm.
All right, moving on to Death Crow. Here's something with Crow in its name. He's an undead
Dear
type,
Crow.
AL12, speed 6, HP 120. And 6+5, that's quite hefty. And if this card was summoned by sacrificing a Scarecrow or Big Buck, send one of them back to your deck instead of your cemetery. This card receives 2 times effects from common, uncommon magic cards for hit, attack dice rolls, and speed. Wow. Yeah, I think we like this card a lot. Very, very cheap to get out there if you're willing to put a kind of mediocre little creature in your deck. And I mean, I'm sure you can think of a few common, uncommon magic cards that would absolutely send this guy over the top.
Yeah, my first thought was Elfin Scout's a +6 attack, so
Yeah.
it's getting +12 now on top of its +5. So now your modifier is +17 from, one card. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I love everything about this card. The art's cool, the name's funny, its flavor text is hilarious, and then it's just got kind of good stats all around. And giving some love to the common and uncommon cards. There's a very real I think probably tournament viable deck where you can then throw in a bunch of common and uncommon that kind of really helped this guy. So I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is an example of the Ward devs kind of looking at rarity for triggering effects, which is also cool to see. Maybe the first time it's
Yeah, I
happened,
think that was
actually.
actually yeah, you had suggested some cards in the suggestion chat that were like talking about using the rarity, and they were like, "Oh, we never thought about that." So maybe tangentially inspired by you.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Demon Blood. Everything reminds me of her, the picture. Sorry. All right, cut that. Cut that. Maybe I'll leave it in.
Oh no!
um, this is an uncommon equip attack +3. The equipped creature's type is changed to demon. Um, so yeah, wasn't there something just recently that kind of played off of demon typing? Am I crazy? Or there
I
is.
mean, the super user is Hellwalker, the promo.
Right, that's what it
Um,
was. So yeah, there's a promo that it's like three. Is it 2 or 3 times attack damage against demon types? And there's some other crazy
I
buff.
think it's 2x, and then the other crazy buff is if your opponent's creature is a demon type, they can't use creature effects or magic cards.
Holy moly!
So
Right? Like, yeah,
built-in silence from the grave. Well, kind of. Yeah.
yeah,
No, it is built-in silence from the grave.
yeah,
If they're a demon type. Now, of course, Hellwalker, you can only have one in your deck. There's
yeah,
only three of these. So you can't like completely build a deck around it, but like the option's there. So
yeah.
maybe you do that plus some Hell Skeletons, which also do 2x to demon types. There's some
Mm.
other like demon cards you could throw in there. I think definitely I like the card a lot.
Yeah, if you can get that combo out in the field, absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
All right, Doppelganger is next. An epic equip. Attack dice rolls +2, hit dice rolls +2. So kind of just like a alternative to kind of like Creator's Gift without the can't be or has to be negated or can't be negated on activation. I think was its effect. So
Yeah, this is Mom, I want Creator's Gift. No, we have Creator's Gift at home.
yeah, yeah. Nice artwork. Really
Yeah.
bizarre. I like it. Next up, we have Eagle Knight. Common. During battle, play this card from your hand. Negate any damage meant for a creature this turn. So this is basically just Minotaur Bodyguard, right, from Gen 1.
It's better
It's better.
because any damage. So if they have like five creatures, they get the main and then four limited zones.
Ah.
You can play this, and then none of them can do damage to you. Whereas Mentor bodyguards block one attack.
Ooh. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
lots
Yeah.
of it's a nice card.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have Earthen Eliotoid. 1 sack, speed 4, HP 60. 2+3. This card inflicts 2 times attack damage to any creature in or near fire, but receives 2 times attack damage from creatures in or near water. Um, so I'm thinking like Inferno Wizard, right? Kind of combats him fairly well. But there's also a lot of creatures in or near water, so I don't know. This guy just kind of falls a little flat for me.
I like the art a lot.
Yeah, the art's excellent. You got Zelda and
This is one
Link.
of those. Yeah, this is one of those cards to watch for.
Mm,
In future sets, if they make any more Demon Blood, but now they're water, or Demon Blood, but now they're fire, you
mhm,
know,
mhm.
that might be something to watch for.
Sure. Next up, we have Enchantment. I really like the artwork on this. I don't know, purple and green. I'm always a sucker for. If you miss your hit dice roll during battle, play this card from your hand, inflict 10 HP damage to the missed creature. This is an uncommon. Yeah, seems okay for. Seems pretty decent actually for average Joe.
Yeah, Ring of Extremes flies around in Average Joe a lot, so this would be nice to have.
hmm hmm Next up, we have Enchanted Enhanced Orc. I think this is our first Orc card. Uh,
Orc.
yeah. AL10, Speed 1, HP 70. Interestingly, he's a Steam type, and he's a 4+1. So I like the AL. Not sure why he's so slow. I guess just for balance. Um, and then 4 dice rolls is never anything to scoff at.
Yeah, could be really nasty with that Orc Army card.
hmm Next up, we have Enlightened Soul, AL1, Speed 1, HP 20. This is a legendary. It's only got a 1+1 attack, but while it's in your cemetery, reduce your cemetery by 40 HP. So, obviously, great sack material. Another great card for the creator. Kind of tipping you into that zone where, creator's not going to end the game when you lose it.
Yeah. Um, Interesting. Mechanically, it's the first card, I think. It's the first creature that says it has an effect that's active in the cemetery. Um, Before we had a magic card like what's the other one? The Gandalf and Frodo.
Oh,
Reduce the burden.
yeah,
That one's the 30 HP reduce if it's in your cemetery. This one is 40, but it's a creature.
right.
So you're just getting. This is essentially a free creature to play in your deck. So
Uh-huh.
very cool.
Yeah, it makes me think of it being good combo with an upcoming card, Shard Titan, which we'll talk about. Right, this seems
Oh
like a
yeah,
good
for
candidate
sure,
because of the cosmic typing.
for
So
sure.
yeah. All right, next up we have Evolved Ape, an epic AL7 Speed 5 HP 100, 4+3. Um, yeah, pretty strong. This is another card I feel like would. Well, I guess epic is a good rarity for it since it's a low speed AL7, but I think this guy's pretty solid.
Yeah, 4+3 is nothing to laugh at. And it's got 100 health, so this thing is not going anywhere for a while.
Mhm.
Um, and I think there's also some like beast buffs later in the set, so um, pretty good.
I think he would be a good fit in a reverse polarity deck too. With that lower than average
Mm,
speed.
good call.
All of a sudden, he's hitting first, and that's a good bit of damage. Next up, we have Exhaustion, a common. Reduce the target creature's hit attack modifier to 0 for 1 turn cycle. Crack pack.
Pretty much. The art is sick beyond belief, though.
Yeah, yeah, it actually is pretty sweet. Eye for an Eye. I know this is one of your favorites. A rare. You and your opponent may both trade a card in your hands for one in your cemeteries. Creature for creature or magic for magic. Um, yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Bill?
The art's funny, and it's a rare, so you can get a bunch of them. Yeah, it's Frog of Fortune and Peddling Partridge, but it's more versatile, and it's a rare, so it lets your opponent do something too. Um, there can definitely be some really tricky plays um, if you monitor uh, your opponent's cemetery closely. And it's kind of beginning of the game. You might force them to do something they don't want to do.
True. Yeah. If they
Oh well,
don't
it
have a
says
lot of
may.
options. Let's see, May. Oh,
It
I
says
see.
May, yeah,
Okay.
so maybe not. Okay, but yeah, definitely some good options there. I like the versatility of the card as always.
Yeah. The gore around the eye socket is a little surprising to me. I was like, whoa, they're getting edgy with the artwork.
Yeah, right.
All right, moving on to Phasard. Phasard?
I
AL
say Phaser, yeah.
AL12, speed 10, HP 100, 4+5. It's an epic. And while this card is on the field, single use magic cards cannot be played. Yeah, very interesting. If you wanted to build a deck around like instants and equips, I guess so, right?
Mm, yeah, um, that's another deck type, right? So, um, you can kind of already build a deck around, um, all equips using Foggy Knight, but you can't really use Foggy Knight with this guy since Foggy Knight is a single-use magic card,
Hmm.
even though it's a field that stays for 3 turn cycles. Yeah, I like the art a lot. I don't know how I play it.
Yeah. Artwork wise, it kind of reminds me of like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. That was my
Yeah,
first
see, I was
thought.
thinking like Mewtwo from
Or
Pokemon.
Mewtwo, yeah. And I know some people were calling for this to be the first dual type, right? Like Beast Cosmic. I think that would be
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
that'd
I
be
hope they go
cool.
through with that, just to give him a little
That'd
bit
be
something
cool.
extra. Moving on to Final Form. We got some Stranger Things vibes in this art. This is a legendary equip. Equip to a creature below one half its base HP. The creature loses its effect and has its base attack and modifier replaced with 6+6. So kind of like Ashen Knight, but maybe even a little bigger, at least on the attack front. I actually really like this card, and I think it's a perfect fit for the game.
Yeah, it definitely gives me the this is very much a I'm going to turn the tides with this card because maybe I have a very unassuming, 19 HP Bunnysaurus. Ooh, that's already used its effect.
Right.
And now I can just turn it into like a monster for like a turn or two. So I think you can catch a lot of people off guard with this card.
Yeah.
Also, the art is sick.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, absolutely. Also good for like a healing deck with like high HP creatures that maybe just don't have such great stats otherwise. Once it gets down below 50, you slap this on there and then heal it a couple times. I mean, scary.
Also, sorry, I just noticed this now you said that. It says equip to a creature with that's below half its base HP and replace its attack.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't say it has to like remain there. So you could as soon as it gets below HP, give it a beefy attack and then epic loot it back.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, mm-hmm. Next up, we have a common Fire Iliotoid, AL4, speed 7, HP 10. Burning Grass, 1 dice roll. When this card is on the field, the magic card Forest Fire cannot be destroyed by its own effect. I feel like this is a direct answer to people saying Forest Fire just sucks, and it just never sees any play. If you don't know, it's a Gen 1 card. It's like a common or uncommon, and yeah, it tends to go away way too fast. So kind of like a
Yeah.
average Joe or average Joe burn deck or Pat Crack kind of combo maybe.
I'm sorry, forest fire is really kind of destructive if you can't get rid of it. If you get unlucky with the dice rolls, kind of like irresistible love, it kind of does a lot of damage. So having this out there to kind of make that card even better is awesome, especially an average Joe. You just got to figure out how to make it live long enough to make it worth it.
Also, the art is saying female face, male body to me, and I'm a little confused by it.
Think about it like what's his nuts from Lord of the Rings. Um,
The Elf Archer,
why am I? Yeah, why
Orlando
am I
Orlando
blanking on?
Bloom.
Yeah, it's Orlando Bloom. What's his actual name?
Oh
That's
shit,
bad. I should know
I don't know. Yeah, put it in the comments below.
that.
Uh, we got Fish Boy, a common AL4, speed 3, HP 20. Pretty abysmal stats, but of course, low HP cost there. 1+3. Would I play this card? No. What do you think?
Me neither.
The humanoid is really interesting considering his appearance.
Yeah, right.
Moving on to Flame Sentinel. When your opponent finishes their attack, play this card, negate the attack, and equip this card to the attacking creature for 2 turn cycles. While equipped, apply 10 damage per turn cycle. So yeah, just another one of those cards that negates an attack and then does something. And 20 total damage is pretty sick. And it's an epic.
Yeah. I think this is going to catch a lot of people off guard too, because like if you're counting on that attack and it get blocked, and then you get 10 damage, and then they get to rebuttal, like that might be a lot to deal with.
The main use I see for this is just versus an assassin, especially that's just tried to buff itself, like
Oh,
with
for sure,
backstab and
for
something else,
sure.
and you're just saying, "Nope, you don't hit me, you die," and those cards you just played onto it are wasted. So really brutal counter to like an assassin.
Hmm.
Burn, 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 lots of burn in this set. Next up, we have Fog, which is a rare creature, AL2, speed 9, HP 50, 2/2. This card does not perform a hit roll when in battle. It goes directly to its attack dice rolls. This card is not affected by your opponent's magic cards. So, immune to magic is pretty darn sweet. Pretty good speed as well. Attack is, so-so. I would say better for average Joe, but I mean, you are getting that awesome effect, and yeah, the avoiding hit roll. Yeah, just kind of a card that like is very reliable, right?
Yeah, don't have to worry about AL12. Don't have to worry about Scarlet,
I also
and
feel like
it's Europe.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say I feel like getting like avoiding hit roll entirely kind of circumvents some other trickery that your opponent might be trying to throw at you. There's definitely
Hmm.
some cards that try to trip up the opponent with hit rolls, and this just says, "Nah, I'm just gonna hit you."
Also, it says your opponent's magic, which means you can equip stuff to them on your side of the board, which is
Opponent's magic. Ooh,
pretty great.
that's very unique, isn't it? Yeah,
Well, they also like put the opponents in blue, so like it's on purpose.
yeah, yeah. I like it. Nice card. Next up, we have Forest Guardian, a rare, AL7 speed 3, HP 100, 6 dice rolls. So here's one of those just big old fat HP cards that hits pretty hard. Less common to see something like this in previous sets. So we're kind of seeing the slight
Power
uh,
creep.
power creep. Yeah, slight power creep we're seeing here in Gen 3, which I think is welcome. Yeah, what do you think?
I think you described it perfectly. It's just a big old fat crush boy.
Hmm. I like the artwork.
Yeah, good art.
All right, next up we got Friend Like You. This one is definitely being talked about quite a lot. A legendary AL1, speed 12, HP 60, 1 dice roll. If this card is destroyed by attack damage, if possible, you must summon one The Creator creature from your hand or deck as your primary creature. So obviously this thing comes out to die as quick as possible by your opponent's battle damage, and you basically get to tutor and play a creator for free to the field. Such a specific card. Obviously, it can be countered by burn, which there is a lot of. Ironically, it's a fire dog, right? So poor pup dies in a fire and gets wasted. So, what do you think? My first impression was this is just way too much. Like, but I think you've kind of convinced me that it's a little more reasonable than I originally thought.
Yeah, I think if your opponent knows what they're doing, they're gonna be able to get rid of it pretty easily. Um, it has to die by battle. So, I mean, you can either burn it, you can cancel its effect with like Iron Range or Mind Sap. Um, I think there's a lot of ways to deal with it. I don't think it's ridiculous. Pretty sick effect if you can get it to pop though.
Think about Frenzy, with this, like a Frenzy creator deck with a few of
Yeah,
these.
exactly.
Interesting, right? Like
Hmm.
force try to force the effect. All right, next up we have Frog Bard. This was definitely pitched by a community member. AL1, speed
Yep.
1, HP 10, 1/1. So real dinky, but then you may play this card from your hand as an infinite equip to your primary creature. The equipped creature gains this card's attack dice rolls and modifier. So it's basically a really cheap sack or a very modest, well, not too modest, a pretty decent buff. And yeah, for average Joe, that's nice to have those options.
I think this card goes really well with Deer Crow actually, because it's a common. It turns into a common Magic card, so like you get the double buff, so it's two
Ooh.
plus two instead of 1+1, and also it's 10 HP, so easy sack if it gets sent out there.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we have Frost Worms, a legendary. This one definitely pretty strong. The equipped creature's speed. There needs to be an apostrophe in there. The equipped
Yeah,
creature's speed and modifier are changed to 0. This card supersedes other speed modifier increases on the equipped creature. So yeah, all of a sudden, their opponent's creature is slow and cannot hit, and they cannot increase that those stats. So yeah, what do you think? I think this one's going to see a lot of play.
agreed. It was pretty strong in the playtest. Um, the supersedes other modifier increases is the key.
Yeah. All right, next up, we got Galactic Suit. This is a card I like a lot. Another legendary equip. If your opponent misses their hit roll against the equipped creature, they must roll their attack against their primary creature. Another nice little helping hand to AL12s. So definitely pretty nice. And of course, as the meta goes more into like high attack dice and high modifier, pretty sweet to be able to counter that and make them hit themselves with that.
Yeah, I think of this plus exhaustion is going to be really nice. Make them have zero modifier for a turn, and then now they're getting hit themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to lower modifier and hit rolls.